is Miss Angel.
And my name is Miss Novita.
So, we created a lesson plan for junior high school student grade 7 semester 1, and the topic is countable and uncountable nouns. So we will teach teaching grammar for using realia, and we will teach for 20 minutes. So let's begin. Good morning, students. Welcome back to Learning English today. Back again with me, Miss Angels and
Miss Novita.
We hope all of you are good today. Alright, we will start our online learning today. Please be ready and let's start today's online class. You will need a piece of paper and ballpoint, so please prepare it before the lesson starts.
Okay, are you ready for the lesson today? Let's get started.
Okay, so this is a book.
This is a flower. And this is a handphone.
And here I have water.
And I have sugar.
Before we move to the next activity, we want you to answer these questions and keep the answers in a piece of paper.
Okay, let's have a look at these books. Okay, can you count this book? If you can, how many books that I have? And how about flowers? Can you count this? And how many flowers I have? And how about handphone? Can you count it?
Now, I have a water here. Can you count this water? And how about sugar? Can you count it, the sugar? Alright, so please think about these questions. Do you think what is the correlation with our discussion later?
So now, I guess you already have an image of what we are going to discuss in this lesson. Let's move to the next activity for further explanation about the material. Alright, have a look at your answer before, because this is related to what we will discuss later. For the first answer here, I have some books. And we can count these books, 1 and 2. So I have 2 books. So the answer is we can count books. And we have 2 books. Next, I have some flowers. Let's count it together, 1 and 2. So I have 2 flowers. In conclusion, flowers can be counted. Then Miss Novita have 1 handphone. So how many total handphone I have? 1. So the answer is 1, and we can count handphone.
On the other hand, can we count water? Yes, you are right. We can count water. And how about sugar? Can we count it? Yes, we can't. We cannot count it. Can you imagine? Counting sugar, it must be tiring, right?
Okay, good.
So, our topic today is about countable and uncountable nouns.
Alright, Countable and uncountable nouns. What is it? Countable nouns refer to items that can be counted, even if the number might be extraordinarily high. For example, like counting all people in the world. Countable noun can be used with articles such as a, and the, or quantifiers such as a few and many. The use for article a for words beginning with consonant letters. For example, a book, a flower, a star, and the use of article an for words that begin with vowel letters and sound vowels, such as a, I, U, A, O. The example is an apple, an elephant, an owl, also an hour, even though it starts with H, but if we pronounce it, it sounds vowel O or hour. So the example of countable nouns are a book, a flower, and a handphone. Why are those things countable nouns? Because we can count it. For example, there's so many on the table. How many chairs do we need? Yeah, we can count money and chairs. How we use it in a sentence. For positive sentence, we can use a or and for singular nouns or some of plurals. There's a man at the door. I have some friends in the New York. For negative, we can use a or an for singular nouns or any for plurals. I don't have a dog. They aren't any seats.
And what are uncountable nouns? Uncountable nouns or mass nouns are nouns that come in state or quantity that is impossible to count. Liquids are uncountable, as are things that act like liquids such as sand and air. Abstract ideas like creativity or courage are also uncountable. Uncountable nouns are always considered singular or can stand alone or be used with some, any, a little, and much. So this is why if we want to make a sentence using uncountable nouns, we use is, not are. For example, weather is important. Weather is singular, so we use is, not are. The example of uncountable nouns are water, sun, and sugar. Uh, the example, I'm making a cup of tea. Tea is uncountable nouns. And have we got any bread? No, so how much milk we have we got? We also can use some with uncountable nouns in positive sentence and any with negatives. There is some milk in the fridge. There is not any coffee. So we use some for the positive and we use any for the negative one. Alright, now we are going to discuss about countable and uncountable nouns in questioning. In questioning, we use a or an, any or how many for countable nouns. For example, is there an email? Is there an email address to write to? We use and. The second example, are there any chairs? We use any. The last, how many chairs are there? How many chairs? Next, we also can use any or how much for questioning using uncountable nouns. For example, is there any sugar? Any sugar? And how much orange juice is there? How much orange juice is there? But when we are offering something or asking for something, we normally use some. For example, do you want some chocolate? Or do you can we have some chairs, please? We also use some if we think the answer is yes. For example, have you got some glasses?
Okay, here we have some example countable and uncountable nouns in sentences for other expression of quantity. The first one we have positive sentences and we use a lot of or lots of for both countable and countable nouns. For example, there are lots of apples on the tree and there is a lot of snow on the road. Notice that we don't usually use many or much in positive sentences. We use a lot of instead. They have a lot of money, for example. However, in negative sentences, we use not many for countable and not much for uncountable. The example, there are a lot of carrots, but there aren't many potatoes. And there's lots of juice, but there isn't much water. Okay, student, alright. We will move to the next activity. We will give you a task that you can identify the nouns. Is it a noun that can be counted or not counted? So please prepare a piece of paper and pen to write your answer. Follow this format and you can pause the next slide video to read the text and identify the noun.
Okay, students, after writing your answer, let's take a look again at the text and find the nouns. Then let's identify it together. Which nouns can be counted or not counted? The tree was full of red apples. The tree is countable because we can count three. Was full of red apples. Apple is countable because we can count apples. The farmer was riding his brown horse and stopped under the tree. The farmer is countable because we can count the farmer, and in the story the farmer is one. Was riding his brown horse. We can count horse and stop under the tree. He reached out and picked an apple. An apple is countable. This means one apple of a branch, and we also can count this. Then bit into The raw apple. Apple. Countable. He enjoyed the apple. Enjoy is uncountable because it is abstract ideas. Again, apple is countable. His horse countable, turned its head to look at him. After that, he picked another apple countable off the tree, and gave it into the horse. The horse ate the raw apple, countable, and enjoyed it, uncountable.
And then for the next paragraph, we have the farmer. Farmer is countable. Put a dozen apples. Apples is countable into a bag. Bag also countable. And wrote the horse. Horse countable noun. Back home. After arriving, he put the horse again, so countable noun, in the barn and walked into his house. The cute cat. Cute is uncountable because it is an abstract idea, and cat is countable because we can count a cat. Rubbed up against his leg immediately. The farmer, we have farmer again, so countable noun. Gave the cat, a cat again, so countable, a bowl of warm milk. Milk is uncountable because it is a liquid. And then the Eupen, he sat on the sofa. Sofa is countable noun. And opened a book. A book is countable noun, as in our example. To read while drinking a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee is uncountable noun. And then shortly his beautiful wife. Beautiful is uncountable because it is an abstract idea. Came home and cooked the raw apples. Apples is countable noun. She made an apple pie. An apple pie also countable noun. They ate bread and hot soup for dinner. Bread and hot soup are uncountable noun. Then had hot apple pie for dessert. And apple pie is countable noun. Okay, great everyone. So now you can understand countable and uncountable nouns and know the differences between countable and uncountable nouns.
Alright, student, let us conclude what we have learned today. So far, we learned about countable and uncountable nouns, a noun that can be counted or not counted, how we differentiate between countable and uncountable nouns. If there are countable nouns, you can use articles such as a or and the. You can also use many and a few. If there are uncountable nouns, you don't have to use any articles because they can stand alone. But you also can use some, any, a little, and much.
Alright, now we want you to do a quiz about countable and uncountable nouns. You can find the link about the quiz on the description box. The quiz consists of 10 questions. Good luck! Alright, so after the quiz is done, you can check the correct answer by scrolling down and clicking on the word klik pertanyaan untuk melihat jawaban atau click the question to see the answer.
That's all from us. Good luck and thank you for following our lessons.